I'd like to read you a little extract right from the beginning of the book. What's happened so far is Jessica has just come back from a disastrous holiday with her ex-boyfriend Michael, and she is now going to work hoping to have a normal day. But when she gets there, she can't get into her office. The office is in a shared house in Soho, so she's gone upstairs to find some help from the neighbour who she knows who lives upstairs. She's never met him, and it turns out that he's a Polish messenger, bike messenger. Anyway, so here she is. After a few seconds, I hear someone approaching. The door opens and a lanky guy wearing an entirely too small towel is staring down at me. So? What kind of greeting is that? Hi, I work downstairs, but I can't get into my office. I don't suppose you know if there was a locksmith here during the week? Oh, stupid question. Why would he know that? What am I even doing here? I try a friendly smile, even though my head is still throbbing. I probably look demented. He rattles off a reply in a foreign language. Polish, I think. I can get the nie mówię po angielsku, I don't speak English, thanks to a Polish barista who had once taught me a few words and given me a free coffee for my attempts. It dawns on me that the man hadn't said so at all, but so, Polish for what, which sounds almost the same. No English, I find myself saying, as if this is in any way relevant to my situation. In post-Brexit Britain, I go for an over-friendly, I'm not one of the haters, commiserating tone. Little, he says, as little as his distracting towel. Sorry, never mind. I back away before the towel gives up its perilous grip on his hips. You have problem? He asks. Not as long as you keep a hold, mate, I want to quip, but bite my tongue. This month's goal, agreed with Charles, my therapist, is not to blurt out inappropriate comments or jokes. I failed spectacularly last week, and I'm now trying the new leaf approach. Anyway, here is someone actually showing an interest in helping. I feel so grateful to find a human who cares that I begin a pantomime of my predicament, complete with props. Key, lock, downstairs, shake of the head. Okay, moment. He goes back into his flat and closes the door. Hanging on to the promise in that moment, I wait for him to emerge, which he duly does a minute later, wearing lycra that looks like it's been slapped on with a roller brush. Soho's answered Chris Froome, he hefts the bike out of my way and follows me downstairs. I hold up my keys and point to the lock. Then, magically, he produces a brand new Yale key from a ring with a fob in the shape of a little bicycle wheel. Oh, thank God, some sanity is being restored to my morning. Jacob must have had the locks changed and had the idea of leaving the spare with the guy upstairs. He could have told me. My headache begins to ease. My Polish white knight opens the door and stands back. Thanks. I hold up my hand for the key, but he shakes his head. I keep. For boss. I don't really hear this explanation, because the room I enter is just not right. 10 days ago, my messy desk with laptop sat in front of the sash window, a grey filing cabinet in the corner, a pinboard of all the cases we were working on next to that. Jacob's desk had taken up the majority of the room across from me, a chair for clients and a coffee table pushed against the wall. The decor had been gunmetal grey with water stain accents. The door opposite the entry had led into a depressing little kitchen and bathroom in the cheap extension, which I guess had been put on in the 1930s when it was decided indoor plumbing was here to stay. But now I feel like I'm walking into the same room but in a parallel universe. The place is bigger. Someone has knocked through the kitchen, laid a wooden floor and painted the walls white, refitted the kitchen, all in the space of 10 days. A treatment table, still wrapped in plastic, has replaced Jacob's desk, and all the paraphernalia of an aromatherapy cum massage is neatly laid out on the pale wood counter that takes up one wall. A feng shui kind of arrangement of ominous forked twig and stones, I mean, where are they planning to shove that, stands on a low table where my desk had been. It smells new. New paint, new people, new business. There wasn't even a nail mark in the wall to show where the pinboard once hung.